Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrenjoy, where we run traditional land for the CCM National Women's Tournament 2023. It's the last game of the night, game 6. 6 games in 7 hours, or however long it's been. We started off here at a little bit after 5, and it's now almost 11, so it's been a long night of hockey here in Melbourne, and we are very privileged to be watching the last game of the evening, and it will be between the Melbourne Reds and the Adelaide Hidden Gems. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me for this last game of the evening, as she has all night, is none other than the erstwhile Zoe Stewart.
What does erstwhile mean?
Oh, it means very good things.
So
You can Google it if you want. I always think a good commentator should have you getting out your thesaurus. At least if you sit down hard enough, you get a pretty thesaurus. You ever played? No, you do play golf. Anyway, it's been a long night. By this stage, no one's listening. It doesn't matter. They've all turned the volume down. They worked out who these two twits are. Anyway, we're very privileged to bring this game to you tonight. So I'll bring you up to speed a little bit with the state of play as it is. The Adelaide Hidden Gems have lost their first game this evening in the most exciting tussle we have had today. It was a close game, 2-1 against the West Australian iceHQ, and that was an absolute thriller, that game. Got to the point where the Hidden Gems pulled the goalie and piled on a lot of pressure in the last minute of the game. Was not quite able to sneak through the West Australian goaltender, but that was an absolute thriller of a game. We saw some particularly good performances from Laura West, who I was surprised she didn't actually manage to tickle the twine. I think the Reds will need to keep a very close eye on her in particular, but also Tegan Bell, who was the goal scorer for them, and some pretty decent efforts too by Kate Green, and Zoe Messenger played well as well in that particular game, and Mona Trapolino did particularly well. For the Melbourne Reds, Justine Krulak with 2 and Bri Johnson and Brian Cashin with 1 each played a pivotal part in their 4-1 win over the Melbourne Galahs. Just done that first game of the evening, I think it was, or was it the second? I don't know. It's an earlier game today. So for both these teams, it is their second game. The Reds have had quite a long recovery, an extra hour over the Adelaide Hidden Gems, but in both cases, it's just that kind of awkward time. Do you take your gear off? Do you get changed? Do you leave your gear on and get so cold and soggy and wet? And yeah, there's not really a good answer to that unless you've got someone running around with new gear for you so you can get changed into it, which would be nice. So, yep, fatigue's the big thing. What do you reckon, Zoe? What's going to happen?
Once again, one team will win, one team will lose, or they will both tie.
There will be a tie,
There will be 3 options for either team, and there's only one option where both teams can have the same option.
Very insightful.
Thank you.
So,
It's the reason I'm not colour.
looking at the two teams, I think the Melbourne Reds come in probably as favourites. They did win the tournament last year, although this year they're not quite the same team. They've got a lot of similar players, but they don't have Nella Brenning, who was one of the great goal scorers last season. Nella is currently playing for the Melbourne Ice, so is not eligible to play in this tournament. So they're certainly missing her with just that offensive prowess. Defensively, they were very solid against the Galahs. They were a bit surprised by them in the first period. They're trying to play a game that was just a little bit too fancy, whereas in the second and third period, they managed to screw their heads on a little bit and try and play a simpler structured game, and it certainly paid dividends. But this will be an interesting tussle, this one. It's about to get underway.
All right, we've got Western Cashin. Cashin wins the face-off, heading it back to a defender for the Reds. Now both of these teams with quite a bit of speed in them. Gems get the first shot on, and Leicester wide with that one, sends it out behind the goal line. Gems looking to get that one back in deep. And a battle leads to a takeaway from the Reds, but the Gems keep that one in on the blue line and send that one back in deep behind the net. And now the Reds will look to reset for the breakout.
So the pass up to Van der Kleet, just not quite able to get it neatly. As a result, the Adelaide team managing to keep the puck in, but Leach decks around a little bit, but he's robbed, stolen, and the puck pinched by Adelaide.
Now Cashin sends it in. Gems touching that one up, but Cashin keeps it in just above the blue line. Down to Leach. Leach with a shot, looking for that backdoor pass. Good opportunity there from Van der Vliet, but doesn't quite get it on, and Kellett freezes the puck for the first whistle of the game.
So what we didn't see out of Simone Leach as much in the last game. Well, she did create one of the scoring opportunities with a nice rebound. She's known for having a great shot and being a very powerful net presence. She's got to get there. And the speed of the Galahs at times probably caught her a little bit unawares. If she can get in the slot, she's a very, very dangerous goal scorer. She's just got to put herself in that position, and then she is absolutely forced to be reckoned with.
Gem's getting that out, but not deep, as the Reds touch up to get back on side, and will loop around. But a great stick there takes it away.
So Newell just a little bit ambitious with that puck carry across the bottom end of the neutral zone. It was a dangerous place to carry the puck. It's one of those places where you think, if I've got the puck here, I might want to play it a bit further up the ice. But,
now Johnson coming in. Support in behind her. Now battling for it as it heads out of the zone. And that will not be an icing at all. Johnson back in once again, looking for that shot. Some good defense there by the Hidden Gems.
Bri being well marked.
It's Trapolino.
Trapolino doing a great job of just denying Bri Johnson much in the way of space and just following her around. Nice poke check in the end by
a player.
By Urquhart there, who did a good job of just keeping that puck out and does so again.
And Lister now battling for the puck.
But this time, Bri Johnson also still met by strong pressure. The Adelaide team doing a good job of denying time and space to the Reds at the moment. Johnson with a third chance to try and get in, but again, being well checked.
Johnson been out there for a while now, I'd say.
Be time for a change, wouldn't it? No, staying on.
Doesn't get
you just stay on forever. It's all good.
West Linnet passes that one up back to Johnson, who is swinging around, looking for a shot. High and behind. Meg's on the puck. And the Gems come away with it.
Meg's pocket is well and truly picked.
That is Gunn, who managed to pick up that one. And Harris passes up to Gunn. Get it back into the red zone. Bell now down to Gunn. Gunn in deep. Pass it back up the boards, looking for Bell. Bell across. That's a save from Leicester.
Johnson with about her fourth rush at the moment. Finally decides it's time for a change.
Johnson off and Harris in alone with a bit of speed on that one. Good bit of defense by the Reds, who managed to turn the tables and head down the other way. As Gallagher with the puck, Krulak backing her up. Gallagher swinging around the net.
Looking for an opportunity to pass it into the slot, but there's no one home. Leach gets there eventually.
Wasn't able to get back into the Krulak now.
There's Simone Leach in her wheelhouse, but unfortunately the Adelaide team steal the puck in West, and away they go.
Green now in. A lot of speed on Green.
This is a real chance now for the Adelaide team. They've got a little bit of space.
Messenger going
Created
in.
some good zone time.
Setting
comes
up
across the front.
in the slot, looking for that pass. I don't know how that didn't go in. That was some good goaltending from Leicester, who gets it off the pads, doesn't manage to freeze that one.
Puck's still alive.
And the Reds, the Gems, just pouring this in at the moment. Manages another takeaway from a breakout from the Reds, so the Gems still getting shots on.
Leicester getting quite a workout at the moment. That's quite a few shots he's had, some fairly high quality as well, not just all sort of spraying in the puck at random and hoping. There have been some pretty decent shots in her so far in this little verse.
Absolutely looking very sharp. Another dangerous place for that puck to be for the Reds. And they now manage to get it out. And Gallagher heading down 3-on-1, pardon me. Gets around the defender and a shot goes up. That is a save from Tori Kellett.
Leach not able to follow in on the rebound, just swatting at the puck but missing it. Drives into the slot, but Adelaide have possession. But Bron Cashin manages to steal it. Only to lose it again, and the Adelaide team clear the puck out of the zone.
Frost grabs that one. Bell with the pressure. Looking to keep that one in, but they get that one up the boards to the wing. Leach, and Leach back in. Zone entry, all three of them heading in. The forwards looking for that centering pass, doesn't quite make it, heads across to the other side of the rink. where the stands are, and now the Gems are on the breakout. A little slower than they might like, as the Reds dip that one back in to Urquhart.
Leach
Good to see she's okay.
not offside there, which is an interesting call, but may have been because the Adelaide team played the puck into their zone. I'm not 100% sure. It did look like she was offside.
Icing.
But maybe not. Is that better?
That was audio descriptive commentary.
Big audio dynamite.
Practicing some dance moves.
They were a horrible band from the 80s. Don't ask me how the 80s were, because I lived through them. But anyway, the Adelaide team bring the puck
with the puck for a shot. Wide of the net, and a stick there from Leicester. Gets that one.
Definitely looking for a tip in. There's been some very long shifts on the Reds lines at the moment. They've been staying on the ice for quite a long time. An interesting strategy. But, can't help but imagine that they'd be getting pretty tired. It is early days in the game.
Shot in. Doesn't make it. An excellent opportunity there for the Gems. That shot coming from Urquhart. Now at the boards. That one managed to get out, and now the Reds into the zone. Leach with the puck.
The puck is stolen from her by Chelino, who drives in, shot through traffic.
Block shot there from right. Kind of.
Difficult for Taylor to see that one, but she managed to get some body on just by positioning herself well.
Tumble there between.
That was Briar Johnson getting tangled up in the fracas with Kira Urquhart.
Looking for a wraparound there. Opportunity. This puck's still loose. Both all looking for a dig. Everyone's fallen over. And the goalie has frozen the puck there. Taylor Lester with that one.
Decides to blow a whistle before anyone gets hurt. It was all getting a little bit messy there with a lot of sticks being thrown around in pursuit of the puck. Taylor Lester tidies it up in the end after some fairly desperate work. You've got to say the Adelaide team is looking pretty good at the moment. And the Reds,
yes, they
are staying out on the ice for a long time.
And I think that's leading to a lot of fatigue in their own zone.
Yeah.
Which those keep-ins are what the Gems are trying to capitalise on. Shot goes wide there.
You just need to put the puck on the net rather than spray it beside it all the time. It'll make a big difference.
Now Meggs with the puck, heading in with Newell.
Meggs looking for the slot player, but no one was there. Newell not able to get in fast enough.
In the slot. Gallagher going for it. Gallagher gets the puck, uses a good body to keep that one away from, I believe it was Gunn.
And interestingly enough, when Gallagher went in on that pinch, did you notice there was no one from the Reds backing her up? So they've got to be mindful of that. Gallagher's got pretty good skills, and she can do that. But when she does pinch in and play that contested puck, one of the other Reds has to come back and cover for her, because if she does on the odd occasion lose possession, they're in big trouble.
3-car pile-up there in the high slot. Everyone is okay. Now the Gems on their breakout, straight to Johnson. And they don't get it in deep, as Johnson will dump that one in, and they will go for a change, Gallagher and Johnson.
Fresh legs on for the Reds.
And that will be cleared. Not nearly enough for icing. We'll head bound to Krulak. Krulak heading up. Supported by Lister. Nelson, pardon me.
Leicester doing a good job of just participating, activating on that attack, and then moving back out into a defensive role. So it's perfectly fine for a defensive player to participate in the rush. They've got to remember that they have to get back, because probably their forwards won't. Because probably forwards are thinking about scoring goals and not thinking about stopping goals getting scored, because that's what forwards do. So D, when they do engage, and it's absolutely a great thing for them to happen, it does open up that fourth player in the attack. But, Frost not able to keep the puck in there for the Reds.
The puck, and
now they're in a bit of trouble.
Kate Green is heading in there.
Beats one. Doesn't beat Frost. Frost got herself back in position and broke up the play.
Penalty.
Referee has a hand up for penalty.
Or an offside? Or
no, it's a penalty.
It's a penalty. Who's going to touch up?
And the penalty is
against the Gems.
On the Adelaide Gems. One of them will be doing 2 minutes in the Chamber of Horrors. And that will be
Kate Green.
Kate Green doing 2 for a trip.
A trip.
A trip is always that unfortunate penalty. if you're actively involved in a game and your stick's down contesting the puck, every now and then it's going to get caught up in someone else's feet and knock them over. It's just one of those things. It's not a malicious foul or a penalty. It's just one of those inauspicious things that happen. And unfortunately, the referees have no discretion about it. If you knock someone over with your stick, they have to award a penalty. They have no say in it. Puck down under everyone's feet.
Someone else took a trip. I think they're okay.
It's a bit late for that. You might have to get up in the morning.
Now,
Cashin tries to play the puck out for finds Leach on the stretch.
Leach now, 2-on-1. Heading into the zone, looking for that shot off.
Leach
and that one is swallowed up by Tori Kellett. Forced
to take the shot from a bad angle as the defensive pressure by Zoe Messenger doing a good job of forcing Leach out wide. They know what she's got. They know she's got a great shot on her. If you give her room in front of the net, it's a bad time for you, your goaltender. But if you can push them wide, just occupy that space, and it becomes a lot less of a threat.
Now, Gems aren't applying too much of that forechecking pressure, just looking to get that one. That was an excellent pass to Leach, who's now in a very dangerous spot. And that one, once again, is swallowed up by Tori Kellett. Not too much on that shot there.
It was a little bit of a dribbler, but just a few seconds or so, or maybe a minute to go on this power play for the Melbourne Reds. The Adelaide team being forced to kill the penalty for another 40 seconds. They'll be pretty pleased to just dump the puck down the other end and run that clock down if they can.
Seconds to go.
No one's got a lead yet because no one's got a goal yet. So you just don't want to give it away.
Gems are getting some good shots on, but not managing to get any that go behind the goalie, which is the key. Johnson now, some fancy footwork there, keeps the puck, goes around. Some defense stopping her from taking that shot.
Newell totally unmarked there in the slot for way too long for Adelaide, but they get away with it.
It was a full 360 just then.
Johnson does a lap around the zone and carries the puck out on behalf of the Adelaide team. They'll be grateful for that, and the penalty is over.
Green's back out, and Gallagher storming in, trying to get that shot on, blocked by the defense.
That was Alexandra Baird who got herself in the way of that, and they lost sight of where the puck was. But fortunately for Adelaide, there was another one there to clean up the mess.
Johnson and flipping that
puck
one
out. But a bit of a slow, messy change there for Adelaide.
Ooh, another pile up.
Deciding
There's
to
been a couple of them.
Fall over. It is getting late, and everyone is getting tired, and your fine motor skill is one of the first things to go.
Slippery.
And icy slippery,
what I tell
absolutely.
myself every time I fall over.
Yes.
Off ice, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
Johnson coming back in support.
Johnson goes this way and that. Puts the puck back, but there's no D there for her to pass to. And as a result, Frost a bit slow to get out on the ice.
And now Harris. A lot of speed with Harris. Didn't manage to get that one too far over that blue line. And head back. They're going to settle that puck and settle down for a breakout from their zone, which is not icing.
1-2-2 forecheck there by the Adelaide team. You can see they've got one forward in deep and two forwards around the middle of the attacking zone. They're 2D coming up quite high on that. If it works, it's great, but you do risk them getting behind you if you're not careful with that particular play.
That you do. Now we're going to go for a face-off.
Adelaide team wisely keeping their D back on the blue line, ready to swipe on anything if it does pop out. It's always easier to go forwards and get it than it is to turn around and go back. And that winds up the first period. It is a 0-0 goal drought. A period for the goaltenders. They will both have smiles on their dials. 8 shots to the Hidden Gems, 6 to the Reds. And I've got to say, throughout that period, Adelaide looked like they had most of the play and were a little bit more of an offensive threat than the Melbourne Reds were. A couple of players on the Reds doing some very long shifts, and they're not being particularly effective because you could see them actively slowing down throughout their shifts. And it's late. It's well past 11 o'clock at night here in Melbourne. So for our Adelaide friends who are watching this, it's 1:45. For us, it's 1:15. And it's been a very long day for both of these teams, and so they're pretty tired. But that's when shorting shifts and keeping a shift frequency really tight really does start to be a big deal. What happens in the third period, or in this case for these players, it's now their 5th period of hockey for the evening, is your internal clock lies to you and you lose sense of time.
And space.
And space, but more of time. You think 10 seconds is a minute, you think a minute is 10 seconds. It is the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, so we're all our own Time Lords. But what's happening is everyone's clock is absolutely misbehaving. and as a result, you start doing long shifts. You don't mean to do it, you're just unaware of the fact that you're doing it. And if they can get a handle on that and get it under control and sort it out, then they'll have fresher legs in the third, which is when it really does start to matter. Taylor Lester has done a great job in the net for the Reds, making some desperation saves, and so too Tori Kellett for the Adelaide Hidden Gems has kept the Reds out of the net as well. So it's going to be an interesting second period. We saw in the first one the Reds took a period to settle down. In the second period, they were much more dominant, scored most of their goals. Can they do it after a bit of a chat from their coach? So come on, guys, let's screw our heads on and let's play some smart hockey. Use what you're good at.
Smarts and play hockey.
Keep your shifts nice and short and make it count. Because if you don't win those individual races to the puck, it's not happening. And you can't do that if you're tired.
Bit of a scuffle after the whistle there. Gems come away with it and they head up the left side.
Kulik with a good stick check, but Adelaide come through the middle.
Oh, a good shot there.
Gets the shot.
Get frozen. A leaping freeze there from Lester. First whistle of the period.
And that was what I was expecting to see from Laura West, that movement through the middle. We've seen her threaten. She's threatened to do it all through the previous game. And she's a very effective centre. She's got a good shot. I don't see her too much in attack because she seems to be pretty defensively orientated centre, which is good. But when she does use that shot, as you just saw, it's pretty effective. Unlucky not to score a goal from that one.
Absolutely. And Manning setting up well there in that low slot. Looking for a shot. And that one is swallowed up again by Lester.
So Leicester getting a workout this time. That's now up to 10 shots. Sorry, 11 shots for the Gems, and I think 4 of them in the first minute and a half of this period. Now the Adelaide team takes a break, and you can see them getting the shift changes happening. The Reds not so much.
So that shift management, like you mentioned.
It's their game. They can play it how they want. Sure, they know what they're doing.
And another save there from Lester. The rebound taken care of by the defence. And that one goes in through the pads of Lester.
And that was Kershaw there scoring that one.
That was the
Amy Kershaw sticks the puck through the 5-hole of Taylor Lester, who'd been doing everything she could. Got to say, not getting an awful lot of help.
Yes, the Reds just not able to clear on that one after a long time spent in their own zone. Leicester faced some excellent shots and just couldn't manage to get that one.
Yep.
But we have opened the scoring with the South Australia Hidden Gems getting the first tally on the board.
They're one up, but it is 13 shots to 6, so they've had the dominance of the play so far.
And it has paid off.
The Reds would might have to do a little bit of thinking about that.
And once again, the Gems are entering, and Lister is right on that one. Bit of a battle by the boards. A good stick there, gets that one out of the dangerous spot for a shot. And now Cashin gets that one out of the zone to Leach. Leach up, accompanied by West Linnett. Pardon me, that's not West Linnett.
Adelaide's driven into the corner by the South Australian defence. Denied that opportunity to score. They know she's dangerous. They know she's got a shot. So they're not going to give her any room to do it. Just chipping the puck out of the zone there, South Australia. Doing the smart thing, get the puck out of the zone.
Now Lester up. Leach in the slot. Lester backing up in the D zone for exactly that reason. Now Gallagher sends it back up.
Finds Leach again. But Leach again dispossessed. Adelaide now clear the zone once more. Turns all of the Melbourne players around. And it's tiring when it keeps happening to you over and over again. Gallagher trying to find the puck down under her feet.
And you've got to get that puck a little deeper on your changes in the second, just because your bench is further down.
Leach has been out on the ice for a very long time. I can't see her sprinting terribly effectively. More long shifts from the Reds.
And the Hidden Gems very effectively covering their own zone and heading right back up as Bell with that one.
Bell dumps it in deep.
As Gunn heads in to support on the weak side, which is now the strong side. Great speed there from Johnson, who carries it backwards over, which you are allowed to do, not offside, as long as you've got control. And a great pass Centering, a bit of a shove there. That was a freeze from goalie Tori Kellett.
We certainly know that Bri Johnson, when she wants to, she can skate tremendously quickly, and she's got great agility and great skills. She's always a threat when she gets a chance to make that break. She's got to make sure that she's got legs. I think it's the hard part. This Reds team, they're doing long shifts, and it doesn't help.
I've been waiting to use the word a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle, so let me just say that there.
You may well do.
Thank you.
If you, the old story is if you push my goalie around, there may be repercussions.
Maybe repercussions.
And that's just the way that it works. So in that particular instance, there's nothing to it. It was just a potential loose puck. So a forward has to try and play it, but a defence player also has to say, hey, you know what?
Don't do that.
No, not today. Not on my watch.
Not today. Gems on the breakout.
Just say to them, what if it was your goalie?
What if it was yours? Green with it. Loses that puck. And Megs now for the Reds. Heading up. Gems across the slot. Dangerous breakout style there. Manages to pay off. Or not. That is a penalty against the Reds. And that will be a penalty for...
Not quite sure what that one's for.
Ref's got to do his dance move.
Maybe an interference.
Penalty.
And that's Bri Johnson doing 2. For unknown. Sorry, we didn't get to see what that one was for. But this time, the South Australian team get the opportunity to pile on some more pressure.
Call that disappearing in mysterious circumstances.
Abducted by
Penalty.
aliens.
There we go.
Teleported to the TARDIS. R2-D2 was fantastic in Star Trek.
No, I actually put Gandalf.
It's not even a real magician. Harry Potter was so much smarter. I had a better wand. Better sonic screwdriver. Whichever. Can Adelaide turn this power play into a goal? They keep the puck in. They've got a bit of possession. They've got a little bit of time now. They can set up the structure. Nice little drive into the net from the point.
Down to
They've got time
Jaggard.
again. There's a
Another
chance there to make a shot
opportunity.
across the front.
Block
And
shot
there
with a
was-
skate there.
Shot might have been on there. They just chose not to take it. They keep the puck. No, puck bobbles out.
Gets it shallow.
bobbles
Oh,
right
and now
out.
that was an excellent takeaway by Casado, who's now into the Gem zone. Circling around, looking to waste a bit of time on this penalty. Get that shot on is blocked by a Gems defender. And now once
here's
again,
danger for the
with
Melbourne Reds.
speed, Manning heading up, looking for a shot. And that one is gloved by Leicester.
Manning
Looking
just lobbed the puck
routine on
towards
that
the net.
one.
What we've seen a lot through this tournament so far is a lot of players lobbing the puck high, trying to go top shelf. Yeah, it's spectacular, but it doesn't work very often. Goalies have fast hands and slow feet. You know that. Have you got fast hands and slow feet? Yeah, because you're made of human.
Fast hands, slow feet. What do they say about skaters?
It's good. Don't have fast anything.
Shoot,
But
shoot to their hands. I don't know.
that's the thing. You know,
They look pretty
the
fast.
vast majority of goals are scored 5-hole.
We are very lucky to be able to watch the
Just saying.
speed of these players. Definitely faster than I am.
Oh, most certainly. And we have an offside. The clock will continue to tick down. Only about 20 seconds to go on the Bri Johnson penalty. So not long after the puck gets dropped, we'll be back to 5-on-5. Adelaide haven't been able to get much out of this penalty. They had 1 or 2 early opportunities, but didn't really capitalise on them. And now the Reds win the face-off. Gallagher with the puck now in defence, just holding it, drawing a player to her, and then gets it up to Cashin.
Excellent skating work there across. I enjoyed watching that.
Cashin is about to have some help as the Reds are now back to full strength. Johnson's had 2 minutes of rest and skates straight across to the bench on the other side to bring on Leach.
Great shot there. Looking for that centre once again. Didn't connect and goes laterally, but making some good opportunities now. Reds are rolling a little bit. They're down, pardon me, they are down 1, so they are looking to make up that deficit. Maybe get another couple in there.
Well, they need 2 to win and 1 to tie it up.
So are the Gems. That's how the game works.
Usually, with 6.5 minutes to go, a 1-goal lead to the Gems. 16 shots to the Gems to just the 10 from the Reds at this point. And so far, Adelaide have had the majority of the run of the game.
Absolutely. Setting up for those opportunities. Pass doesn't quite connect. And Gallagher will go back to fetch that one with pressure on by Lister. Breaks up that pass, but does manage to get back to Cashin.
Finds Cashin, clears up the puck just through Kia's feet. Puck goes
That is
way
Van
down.
der Vliet.
Yep, that is Van der
the
Vliet, without a
Melbourne.
doubt.
2 pressuring there.
And a athlete at one point, was a track
Only
cyclist.
one defender.
Used to like racing in Kieran's.
Huh. I don't know what any of that means.
It's a bicycle race. You race it on a bicycle on a velodrome, round and round in circles.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
entirely
hockey.
dissimilar to an ice rink. In fact, you could put an ice rink in the infield of a velodrome if you wanted to. But you probably wouldn't want to. And we're going to have a trip now on Adelaide as Leach went headfirst down the side of the boards, and the Melbourne Reds will have the power play for the next 2 minutes.
To the penalty box, or as one of my centres likes to call it, the little room.
And that's Cash coming in to spend time with the scorers.
Welcome.
And that will give the Reds. It was one of those unfortunate things. You've got to contest the puck in that situation. You can't just let someone skate past you, and you've got to put your stick in the way because you think you're going to get the puck.
Great opportunity
and sometimes
there.
Just the way it goes. It's one of those tripping penalties, which can seem quite unfair at times. There's not much you can do about it because you have to contest the puck in that situation. The referees, unfortunately, have no discretion, and they have to give you the penalty. So anyway, there she sits, broken-hearted, paid 10 cents.
Oh, not with inflation.
Not with inflation. Maybe 11.5. Anyway, here we go. It is the Reds have got to keep the puck in and try and create a scoring opportunity, get themselves back in the game, and more importantly, I think get their heads in the game. They've been pretty flat this period, and certainly flat this game. It is they are tired, but then so is the Adelaide team.
Good wheel there from Johnson. Heading round, looking for an opportunity.
Can they clear the zone? Marie Newell keeps it in for the Reds. Not quite able to clear the puck out yet, the Adelaide team. But out it comes, and the Melbourne Reds are all offside, so Cashin having to sprint out to buy time. Sorry, that was Jess Meggs who had to break out.
Good hustle there to get onside.
This is a good way of running down the clock. 1 minute to go on the penalty. Adelaide just wisely putting the puck into space, running down time. They don't have to do anything silly. They've got the lead. They don't have to take risks, and they just drive the puck down the other end. Oh, that's dangerous. Big bouncer goes through everything.
That made me nervous.
If you're a goalie, you're thinking, oh, no.
It happened.
What just happened? They do it again. They just dump the puck down the other end. Smart play from Adelaide. This is the smartest play of any teams we've seen so far throughout the entire tournament. It's playing a very, very smart game. There's West just driving into the puck. Watch her, Melbourne Reds. We know she can score. We know she's pretty dangerous. And they just have 20 seconds on the penalty to kill now.
Yeah, just heading back as soon as Reds get possession on that one, making sure that they are shoring up their defence.
Dump the puck back again into space.
10 seconds to go as Sobel touches that one up.
Force the Reds to go and get it again. Force them back. Force them to mishandle. And we have 3 seconds to go on a very successful penalty kill by the Adelaide team. They did that extremely well. That was a great kill. They created a great scoring opportunity as well. And every time they're under pressure, they did the sensible thing, Zoe.
They did.
They just put the puck down the other end.
Send it where you don't want it.
You go get it. We'll wait for you. You go get it. We'll wait for you. Look at the clock ticking down. Just simple. It's not a complicated game.
I believe
for some
that
reason
was
we've got a stoppage.
An incorrect icing call. I think
we've got an interesting stoppage. He didn't realise that the penalty was over. But anyway, we're back to 5 on 5.
Back to 5 on 5. Just
Adelaide
oh my goodness.
Make it good, and that's 2-0 to the Adelaide team.
That was an excellent setup from Adelaide there, and that was, I believe, Harris getting the goal, an excellent assist from, we will find out in a moment, but just that back door absolutely not covered by the Reds, unfortunately.
We're not privy to what the coaches have spoken to with that team. We do know they've got quite a lot of coaches. And I had a chat to their coach a little bit earlier. He seemed a pretty switched on and cluey fella. Was the one who came over and spoke to me. But anyway, what would be interesting to watch that. If you're watching it on the YouTube video, go back and watch what happens at the face-off, because that set that particular move up. It looked like it was rehearsed. They might have practiced that one a few times. And face-off is one of the few places, especially in an attacking zone face-off, where you do get the opportunity to have a set play. And it can be worth rehearsing. That may well have been one of them. We don't know exactly, but it looked like one to me.
Coming through. A stick to the corner from Leicester.
I tell you, Adelaide are doing pretty well for a town without a rink. They did have one, and they will have one again.
That was another excellent lateral pass. Didn't connect to a stick, but good opportunity there. Another shot didn't quite go off. Misfire, that's the word. And looking for that wraparound.
That was Okwazada looking for the chance. He's been a little bit frustrated this game, I think. A lot of the fast Reds players just haven't had enough room to use what they're good at. The passes haven't been coming through to them in the way they'd like. And the Adelaide team has been doing a good job of just putting pressure on them through the neutral zone, and cutting down on those opportunities.
Absolutely. And that,
beautiful pass there, West.
Looking to go
Will she be rewarded with an assist or even a goal?
That's wide.
No, not
go down, take a trip.
Not if they can't get on their feet. That's Crystal Manning stuck on her backside.
She's might be having a little bit of trouble. I've seen that.
Quezada getting tangled up with a stick. Finds across, and there's plenty of space and time now. Adelaide fire a shot in at Leicester, but Leicester this time is good to the task. And you can see there was 3 Adelaide players in a little line right across the top end of the Alex Ovechkin Memorial goal scoring position. Scored a lot of goals from there.
Let's get that under the ice.
And
isn't it the left one?
that's just a big Russian flag. But anyway. So Washington Capitals are a life support system for Ovi, aren't they?
Gallagher, coast to coast, gets the shot, doesn't get it on goal, but nice and deep for the Reds before.
That's the end of the period. So that winds up in the period number 2. And it was a great period for the Adelaide Hidden Gems with 2 goals in that particular period. Both of them scored 2-0 in response from the Melbourne Reds, who are having a pretty disappointing game, you'd have to say, for them. They would want to be performing a lot better than they are at the moment. They've been running some pretty long shifts, which certainly doesn't help. Goals to... Sorry, I'm just waiting for the computer to catch up so I can keep you a little bit informed on this. What's going on with this thing? Come on, computer, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Shots on the net was 19-2 in favour of the Gems, and they certainly did have the run of the play. So the first goal to Amy Kershaw, assisted by Kiara Urquhart, and the second one, Kate Green, assisted by Manning and Laura West. And Laura West has been playing another great game. I was very impressed by the way she played through game 1 and game 2 as well. She's doing a great job as a centre, winning face-offs, coordinating play. And they did a great penalty kill to the Adelaide team. Every time they're under pressure, they just dumped the puck down the other end and turned the Reds around and said, nope, you go get it. We'll wait. You go get it. We'll wait. Oh, look, the clock's running down. And then they got a couple of opportunities as well, including one very close goal. They lobbed the puck in from a distance, and it bounced over everything and almost bounced through Taylor, who would have been watching that with a bit of horror in her eyes. But luckily it went beside the net instead of into it, because it was one of those speculative shots which you take when you can. And, yeah, you put the puck down the other end, put the pucks on the net. Sometimes magic happens. But if you don't, magic doesn't.
Thank you, Wayne Gretzky.
Not that sort of magic anyway. So, yes, we're coming into the third period. 15 minutes of hockey remaining for the evening. It's been a long night for all of us. I think Zoe's managed to go grey in the space of the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, Colin actually the same haircut now as well. It's really strange.
You know, it grows fast. I'm sorry. But last period now of the game is the 6th period for all of these players for the evening, and the Reds caught offside Marie Newell just slightly in front as Brian Cashin tried to play it in front of her, but Marie was just trapped offside. And there's a result, the face-off just outside of the offensive zone for the Reds.
And Reds win that one again, and I believe that's Gallagher coming in. A lot of speed there, getting that long shot on.
Brian Johnson, I think, played that one in. Cashin in the right spot to try and get the tip in, but she was surrounded by a wall of Adelaide players yet again. Defensively, they've been pretty good, Melbourne, but they're just missing that attacking ability. Normally 2 goals wouldn't be too bad an object, but they just haven't been able to score. They're really missing Nella Brenning, I think.
From Leicester, and that one goes around to Harris. Harris flinging it back in, backhand, attempting to get it through.
Gallagher's
off a body.
Ran into a Adelaide wall and didn't get past, so they're still stuck in defence. Cashin trying to break it out again for the Reds, but unable to clear the puck. Shot across the front of the net. No one able to put it in the net.
Gun on that, supported by another Gems player. Now Cashin through. Cashin strong on the puck, getting it round.
Being pressured by a lot of defensive work there by the Adelaide team. They're pretty feisty, this lot.
Absolutely, up to Newell, who then gets it back deep to Cashin. Just trying to send it backhand, looking for that shot. Doesn't quite manage to make that pass, but gets it through to Newell. Shot goes wide, Cashin back to it. Gems just on the play a little bit slow while the Reds try and get that through. Looking for a shot.
So a better first minute or so here by the Reds. A little bit more determination in them, but they haven't been able to capitalise on it by actually scoring. So although they've had the play, They haven't been able to put the puck where it needs to be. And Adelaide's still just doing smart things. When they're isolated on their own, they're putting it in, they're putting it on the net. Just simple stuff.
William now on a change. Head back Johnson. Managed to keep possession after that stick check. Wheeling around, looking for her options. Heading up gently, pretty far for that one, and it's in all the way.
It's Marnie Trapolino again, just not giving any room at all to Johnson when she tries to make that move. Doing a great job of pressuring her when she needs to and then laying off and giving her room.
And a lot of speed there.
Some superb defensive play.
Getting it deep, and that is a quick freeze from Taylor Lester, who is not taking any chances on that one.
Yeah, Marnie Trapolino, I think, has been one of the most outstanding players of this game. She's done very well just every time that she's needed to step up for defence. She's been there, done a great job of preventing attacking moves, in particular by Bri Johnson, who has looked threatening at occasion, but just not been given room to move. And that's mostly been Trapolino who's been shutting her down.
Heading back out is Johnson again. Got a 1-on-2. She's trying to get round. Loses that puck, but gets it to Dexnis.
And the Reds get on the board.
Goal. Now it is 2-1. They have erased that 2-goal deficit to a 1-goal.
Jess Meggs with her first goal at this level of hockey. And she was just in the right place at the right time. You can see there's a rebound, but if you're there for it, you just tap it away.
Fantastic work from Jess to that one. And now the Reds have some life in the third.
So that brings us to a 1-goal margin. So we have another close game. We do know that the last time this Adelaide team, they went down 2-1 against Western Australia, and it was a great game. And now they're up 2-1 against the Melbourne Reds with 11 minutes to play in the third period. Can they extend their lead? Will the Reds pull a goalie at some point? Who knows? We've still got 10 and a bit minutes to watch.
Anything could happen.
Before home time.
Now, a lot more, bit of life. That is almost offside. Managed to back up on that one just enough.
Justine Krulak there. Sorry,
well done.
Almost doing the splits, but managing just to keep that skate on the right side of the blue line before the puck crossed over. But Academic now comes out to Leach. But Leach is contested and loses the puck.
It's out, and they are giving us a bit of a show right in front of the commentary box. Pressure there. That's Urquhart heading in.
One of the nice things about the way this Adelaide team's playing, Zoe, is when they're getting the puck and they're under pressure, they're playing up ice all the time. You see what they do, almost all the time, apart from that time there. Most of the time when they're under pressure, thanks for making me a liar, when they're under pressure, they're usually just playing the puck up the ice, which moves the puck away from the goal. And that's what you want to do, make it hard to score against. You want to be hard to score against in this game. We have a 2-on-1 situation now. What's going to happen? Will they get a shot? It's a bouncer. It bobbles around. Taylor has to push it off into the corner. Adelaide with a loose player in the slot, just floating there now, picked up. Will they pinch?
Now heading.
Right,
nicely, good backhand there, right back into the zone.
Nicely dealt with there by the Adelaide defence, just to denying Krulak the opportunity. More poke checks when necessary. Gallagher. Sorry, Leach almost caught offside. The shot comes in from a bad angle by Zoe Quezada. Wasn't much you could do. Just get that shot on the net and hope.
Kicking it round. Doesn't manage to be kept in by West Linnet. And now there is pressure there from Harris. And Baird takes fall as well.
So Adelaide saw the threat there. Melbourne saw the change happening. It was a bulk line change there by Adelaide. But they did it quick enough that they got away with it. Melbourne could see the opportunity on the far side away from the benches, but the Adelaide team got on the ice express and managed to shut it down.
D and then up. I believe that's Cashin with the puck with Leach heading in, and that one is swallowed by Kellett.
Doing a good job there. Cashin again forced wide. That option to cut in is being just denied to them all the time. The Adelaide team doing a very good job of just forcing the attacking players wide, giving them bad angles, just by being in the way. If you just come back in and you own that space, you know, it's pretty hard to score against because you're going to get forced wide all the time.
End of Leet looking to get that one down. Harris again with the puck heading up. Dangerous player.
Cashin doing the right thing, playing it up the ice.
Baird backing that one up. Gets around Baird and Gallagher, pardon me.
Cashin on a 1-on-none, takes the shot.
Takes a shot, looking for that rebound, goes behind the net. An excellent save there by Kellett.
That was a 3-on-1 there for the Reds, but just not quite able to capitalise it. Cashin did the right thing and took the shot.
Kellett.
There was a goalie in the way. They do that, goalies, apparently. Wish they wouldn't sometimes, unless they're my goalie, in which they do it more.
Gallagher charging through, almost blocked there by her defender, but she makes the save. Tori Kellett, and excellent work there.
It did look like a tempting rebound, didn't it? Just kind of bobbled out, hit the pads, popped forward about, hard to tell from this angle, but a little bit, just enough to think, you know what, I could get a stick in there and maybe score a goal. But then she shut it down and closed it, and that's the right thing to do. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to play. The Hidden Gems with a 2-1 lead over the Melbourne Reds. 22 shots apiece, according to the scorers, and their eagle eyes, they never miss a thing. Unless you're a goalie, in which case, like 100 of those shots that were shot at me didn't get recorded. What are you doing to my statistics? Adelaide again under pressure, just clearing the puck up the boards.
Red on green, we call that. Or green on reds. We call it the colourblind combo. Sorry. Johnson with the puck.
Good puck battle there. It's a good stick work by the
Adelaide
team. We're going to get a hook.
Call that the Bo Peep penalty.
On the South Australian there. That's Crystal Manning getting 2. Not quite sure exactly why she's being penalised that, and I understand the consternation. You are allowed to contest. But, all the same, as we know, the referees decide reality, and we just have to deal with it no matter what it is. So here we go, and it is the last 6 minutes of the game, and Adelaide with a penalty kill. The last penalty kill was superb. Can they do it again? Or will Cashin get a shot in on the net? But it runs into a lot of bodies. You're going to have to do the same thing you did last time. They don't need to do anything fancy. Just run their clock down, put the puck down the other end. The Reds have to take all the risks.
Oh, is she okay?
We can't tell from this angle. There's bodies and bits of metal in the way. Puck comes out.
Behind the net, the Reds are pouring it in on this power play.
Yeah, everyone's falling over at the moment. I think it's because they're all very, very tired. You can see everyone a bit slow to get back up to their feet. It is the end of a very long day's hockey.
High shot there, gloved almost by Messenger.
Some very, very tired bodies on this ice at the moment.
And that one, it was a good keep in there by Gallagher.
Gallagher is one of the outstanding players in this competition.
Desperately trying to send it down.
But they do. They clear the zone. That's what they needed to do. You can see the Adelaide players basically just waiting.
Deep
not
enough
in a rush.
For a change for them just yet.
Nice poke by Messenger. Just forcing them wide. Saved by the paint.
This is an excellent power play by the Reds.
It has been. But equally so, the Adelaide team have denied a lot of scoring opportunities through it.
It can be as good as it wants. Still going to get that goal. D to D. Shoots up to the hash marks, looking for a shot. Another shot. Gallagher high slot. That's a block there. Tired bodies on the Gem side. Another shot in.
Just 20 seconds to go on the penalty kill. And that will won't stop the clock, but that will be the last play of the power play for the Reds, because on the drop of the puck when this face-off occurs, we will have it all over, and Crystal will be back on the ice, and no doubt with a vengeance. 2 minutes of I've had a bit of a rest. It's always a nice thing. And she'll also sneak out behind the Reds. So if Adelaide can get a dump up the ice, they might just be able to find her on the burst, and she's got out behind. And in fact, that's exactly what happens. She's got out behind the play and almost took them by surprise there a little bit. It's more common than you think, that player jumping out of the box and immediately jumping on. Trent Frederick did it for the Boston Bruins just a couple of games ago. Jumped out of the box and scored a goal almost straight away.
The good news is we're not watching the Bruins.
Oh, that's very sad. But this is almost as good.
Good news.
They're having a pretty good season. We didn't think they were going to. Honestly, I thought losing Bergeron and Krejci, it's going to be a bad season.
I'll allow you. I like your goalies.
But they're doing all right.
That's about it.
Their goalies are good too. What do you say, They're a pretty good team. Anyway, 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Hidden Gems 2, Melbourne Reds 1. Can the Gems hang on and take the points for the night and give themselves a middle of the standings rather than down the bottom. So if they do win this one, they'll be third on the ladder. If they don't win this one, they'll be fourth on the ladder. So it doesn't really make that much difference at this point, but it might matter tomorrow when it comes time to trying to get into the finals. They've certainly been a great team. They've done very well against this very fancied Melbourne Reds. Break down the right-hand side. Someone's lost a stick. Hang on to that thing, yeah?
Picking it right back up.
Another nice pick by Adelaide, just shutting down those opportunities, and that was Marnie Trapolino again. He judges them very well.
I believe in the last 2 minutes we should have clock stoppages.
We'll have it for the last minute. The last minute of the game we'll get that.
That is if the Gems do not score within that minute and a half beforehand.
And Melbourne turned around again, forced out of the zone.
Good pressure there. Getting through that is the Reds.
So they're doing the right thing. They're just playing the puck up ice. Now they've got a one-on-one.
Urquhart looking for the shot. Bounces off. I believe that was West Linnet.
They don't need to take any risks at the moment. They just need to keep the puck in deep. Don't give Melbourne any opportunities.
There we go, Urquhart again with the puck.
We are down
looking for that shot. Blockers out or out of the way by Leicester.
Under 2 minutes to play in the last game of the evening.
Just send that one
Melbourne looking a little bit directionless at the moment. Nice shot in from a distance there by Trapolino. Not
might have been a little bit off the mask.
That was Wedgen who took the shot.
Leicester seemed to. It was a save nonetheless.
Get something in the way. Get something in the way. It's all good, yeah.
Yep. Got in the line. Reds want to do anything about this deficit. They're going to have to get it out of their own zone.
And then they're going to want to pull a goalie. See if they do it. So far they haven't had the opportunity because they've been under too much pressure.
We've got a minute to go. Well, a minute and 2 seconds.
Adelaide just rolling it in. Adelaide are just keeping the puck down in that area zone of the Reds, and they've got under 50 seconds now to play. The 1-goal lead.
And they are happy to just keep that possession and run that clock down.
Puck out of the zone again.
Fortunately, went right to a Reds player and deep into that zone. It's going to be a final charge.
That's an icing, but the clock will stop.
Charge.
It is an icing, but it is stop time in the last minute with 1 goal difference. So it is stop time, and we know how dangerous a defensive zone face-off can be. So interesting question here is, do the Reds pull the goalie before the face-off and go 6-on-5?
Don't know if they can.
Yes, you can.
But I thought you can put them back on.
We checked with the referees earlier. You can take them off. You can do both. You can take the goalie off whenever you like. But it might be a little bit late. I've got 35 seconds.
All right, here we go. Reds looking for a final charge. Be careful. Stay. Ooh. It's a pretty hectic play up the boards there. That will be a penalty for the Gems. Number 51, Laura West, is going to spend.
That's West sitting it out, so
likely the rest of the game.
She will watch the remainder of the game from the box. The Reds, do they pull a goalie? Now they do. They're going to go 6-on-4. They've got 26 seconds to try and score a goal. So Adelaide will have it up against them. But all they need to do is just dump the puck down the other end. This face-off, all important.
6-on-4 is going to be an interesting one.
6-on-4 at the moment. Let's see what happens.
Just
across the front of the net.
Adelaide
just playing a good penalty kill. Own the space in front of the slot.
Gallagher with it.
Gallagher shot through traffic, but again, she's got to put it on the net.
8 seconds to go. Shoot, looking to shoot it. Can they get it in the last 4 seconds? Shot off.
Short answer is no.
And that will be it.
And the Adelaide team beats the Melbourne Reds. And I've got to say, I think they deserve to. They played a better game. They played a smarter game. And that's what it's all about at this point. You conserve energy, you do the smart things, you play the puck up the ice. Simple hockey. Get your changes.
Absolutely.
All those things. And put the puck on the net. And that's what they did. And they did that particularly well. So goals in that, both goals scored in the second period to Adelaide. One to Amy Kershaw and one to Kate Green. And in the third, Jess Meggs capitalised on a nice rebound and managed to stick one in the net for the Reds to get them on the scoreboard. Penalties to Kate Green and Briar Johnson, Lulu Cash and Crystal Manning, and finally Laura West for a slash, which was an interesting call. But anyway, I'm sure the referees will review that and have a good look at it, because there was some interesting stuff But it was a great game, and it was as exciting as we suspected it would be.
Absolutely.
And we saw Adelaide take the biscuits tonight over Melbourne. So we will be back with you tomorrow. The games start at 8 something in the morning. Let me just check
Bright and
what
early.
the details
Is that
are.
5 a.m. Perth time?
No, it's not that early. It's about 5 a.m. Perth time, but I don't think the Perth team is playing. You can look at all the information on iceHQ.hockeysite, and that's site with a y.com. Unfortunately, we can't post links to that on Facebook because it, for some bizarre reason, it breaks it.
8:20.
But the first game is between the Melbourne Flaming Galahs and the Melbourne Furies at 8:20 in the morning. So interstate people, you don't need to worry about that. The second game is between the Central Coast Stingrays and the Adelaide Hidden Gems, and that's at 9 something. 9:25. And then the third game will be between the Melbourne Reds and the WA Ice Quackers at 10:30 a.m. our time. So for our friends over in Western Australia, that will be 7:30 a.m. for them. And that will be tomorrow morning. There are another 6 games in the morning. Sorry, I tell you, 3 games in the morning and then 6 games in the afternoon for 5 games in total in a day and a half. So thank you very much, Zoe, for being with me
Thank you.
this evening. It's been a lot of hockey, that's for sure.
Been a lot of hockey.
So we'll be back with you. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, and we will be starting bright and early at 8 yuck to get more hockey underway. And tomorrow will be hockey day because today was hockey night, but tomorrow's hockey day and hockey night. And we will be with you tomorrow for more of the CCM National Women's Competition. I can't wait. Bring it on.
See y'all